Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples to each other brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. And what I want to get into, today, is deal with a scene I seen in this series I was watching, called Rome. It's on HBO Max, and it begins, with the rivalry of Julius Caesar and Pompey. All right, and who you see on the screen right now, this is Pompey. And as Julius Caesar, is making his way back towards Rome, to pretty much go heads up, with Pompey in civil war. Pompey is having to flee from Rome, until he can muster up his legions, to go to war, with Julius Caesar. So I thought this was interesting, as he's getting ready to leave his house, him, his wife, and what he's doing. Pretty much you're gonna hear his wife give his servants, a talk before they leave. And it reminded me of the parable in the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse starting at 35 on down. And as you can see, nobles will leave their house. Sometimes they will be gone for months, possibly years, and they will leave, their houses, to their servants, for their servants to keep house. They would establish, a ranking file system before they leave. A steward, would be over, the daily affairs, while the nobles would be gone. Whether the man will leave or the man and the woman will leave. And we have to understand, how, ancient households work, the dynamic between, a servant and his master. Nobility, we have to understand these things to really understand the parables of the scriptures. Because they're written, the scriptures are written from the perspective, of someone that's highborn. So it's certain lingo in the scriptures, that from the perspective of highborn. All right. Now, I'm gonna play this and then go into the parable. And Lord will, this is edifying.
Stay to protect the house, but don't think for a moment that your master and I will not return. We'll be back by the calends at the latest. And when I do return, those of you I find have not done their utmost duty will pay with their lives. General.
So you're going to hear, she's saying, look, your master and I, I'm just speaking of Pompey, are leaving, but don't think we're not going to return. And those that haven't done their duties while we was gone will pay with their lives. So let's play this again, and then we'll go into the parable given by Yahweh Shai.
Stay to protect the house, but don't think for a moment that your master and I will not return. We'll be back by the calends at the latest. And when I do return, those of you I find have not done their utmost duty will pay with their lives. General.
So let's go to the parable. It's the book of Luke, chapter 12, in verse 35. And it says, be in readiness. Okay, or be ready for the Lord's coming. You see, because even here, just to show you, and we'll go back to 12. All right, because as Yahweh Shai has left this earth and he's back at the right hand of the Father. All right, he's left, particular men over the affairs, okay, of teaching and grooming the church for his return. Okay, taking care of his house. All right, the house of David, the hopeful elect, the spiritual house. Now, when you go to Luke 19:12, it says, he said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And who was that nobleman? Okay, Yahweh Shai. He went to a far country, which is a spiritual realm, to receive the authority of rulership from the Father. All right, and he's going to come and return and establish their rulership in the earth. Okay, so Yahweh Shai is that nobleman. Okay, that has left. Okay, because the earth is Yahweh Shai's house. Okay, and then when he comes back and when he returns, you see, he expects to see his church in order. Okay, which represent his servants, man, the elect. Okay, so let's go here. Go back to the parable in Luke the 12th chapter. All right, this is Luke 12 and 35. It says, let your loins be girded and your lights burning. Okay, and you read this in the NLT. It says, be dressed for service and keep your lamps burning. And spiritually we should be on fire. Because if you was a servant, in the house, in the state, you will have to always pretty much be on call, of your master. Okay, you have to keep your lamps on because you never know when you will be needed to serve. If I get guests in the middle of the night, sometime. Okay, guests early in the morning, and as a servant, you will have to be dressed for service. And keep those lamps going, on call, man. And this is how we are in the truth, man. There's so much happening. The elder Apostle Hariyam, he always goes through striking, while the iron is hot. You can see something, hear something, read something, but always ready for the service of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay, verse 36. I'll read this in NLT. It says, as though you were waiting for your master to return from the wedding feast, then you will be ready to open the door and let him in the moment he arrives and knocks. Okay, so if you're in the ancient world, your master was gone. Okay, and you stayed on point. You kept the day-to-day affairs up to par. The distribution of the daily rations, you kept on par. Okay, well, as soon as your master returns, you're ready to open the door so he can see, okay, that everything is as he left it. Everything is still in order as he left it. Okay, you will rush to open the door to see that you held it, for him to see that you held it down while he was gone. And that's the report that we want. Okay, that we want to hear that job well done by Yahweh Shai. That's the approval that we're fighting for, man. Okay, not random people on the comment board, other YouTube platforms. Nah, man, we don't want. Okay, we don't need them to vouch for us, man. We want that job well done from Yahweh Shai when he returns, man. Okay, verse 37, it says, the servant who are ready and waiting for his return will be rewarded. I tell you the truth, he himself will seat them and put on the apron and serve them as they sit and eat. Okay, and that's a high honor, in the ancient world. Your Lord, your master will come home. Okay, and he sees that you kept things, up to speed. Okay, you kept things on point. Well, you will be rewarded. And the highest honor is for him to throw a feast for you, and he serves you. Your master serves you, his servant. You know, that's the highest honor that you could really have as a servant, man. Okay, so Yahweh Shai is coming with their reward, and ultimately is to be those joint heirs, which is the highest honor that he can give an Israelite man, is for them to be joint heirs with him. Okay. It said, verse 38 says, he may come in the middle of the night or just before dawn, but whenever he comes, he will reward, all right, the servants who are ready, man. So we want to stay ready. We want to stay on point. Okay. And as we see these things happening, we know that it's close for our Lord to return, man. All right. As it says here in, what's that? First Peter chapter 4, verse 7, it says, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So as we watch and see where we at according to prophecy, okay, as Yahweh Shai gave us, the scenario, okay, the things that will be happening surrounding, his second coming, leading up to his second coming. We see these things happening, man. Hey, we should be, all right, a more, we should be gearing ourselves for their return. Okay, our life should be geared more towards the return of our Lord as we see these things happening, man. Okay, constantly detaching from this world, you see, and handling the business of the affairs of the world to come. Okay, verse 7, it says, I'll read this in the NLT, said, the end of the world or this age is coming soon. Therefore be earnest and disciplined in your prayer. And their prayer, what is us, speaking, okay, dialoguing and begging, our power, man. Creating a relationship with our power. So going back to Luke 12. All right, this is the book of Luke chapter 12, verse 39. It says, understand this. If a homeowner knew exactly when a burglar was coming, he would not permit his house to be broken into. And the scriptures say Yahweh Shai is going to be like a what? Yahweh Shai is going to be like, all right, this is Revelation 16 and 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. So Yahweh Shai said he's going to come as a thief. And that's how he's going to come up on the earth. It's going to be very unexpected how Yahweh Shai comes on this place, man, because it's going to be quick, man. The MOT gets implemented, this war, constantly ensues. And see, there's still going to be, pockets of normalcy in the earth. Just in the days of Noah. And Yahweh Shai is going to come up on this place quickly, man, because it doesn't take long for those missiles to reach America, man. All these things can happen within hours, man. The missiles being launched, Yahweh Shai returning, these things are going to happen within hours, man. It's going to be quickly, man. Okay? And this is why we should have our loins girded, man. Standing on point, because the garment goes into your conduct. We should constantly stay on point. This ain't the time trying to be popular, trying to be cute, trying to be worldly, trying to mingle with the community. Okay, this ain't that time for that. You're going to be found naked in these times, man. Okay, the gimmicks and the games that Jake play, as they know, this truth, man. They're going to be found naked, man. Okay, yeah, you're not going to be able to be covered by a crip. Okay, there's nakedness, joining yourself to the Crips and all this madness that Jake is into, the nigga university. Jake gonna be found naked, man. Okay? You read this in NLT, it says, look, it's Revelation 16 and 15, it said, look, I will come as unexpectedly as a thief. Blessed are all who are watching for me, who keep their clothing ready so that they will not have to walk around naked and ashamed, man. Okay, and there's a lot of Jakes that's making themselves spiritually naked in these times, man, through their conduct, man. Okay, they're being very irresponsible, okay, over, the master's house, man, which is the church, the congregation. Okay, there's a lot of Jakes being very irresponsible with the master's house, man. Okay, so go back to Luke 12 and 40. It says, you also must be ready all the time, for the Son of Man will come when least expected. Peter asked, Lord, is that illustration just for us or for everyone? And the Lord replied, a faithful, sensible servant is one to whom the master can give the responsibility of managing his other household servants and feeding them. Okay, what was told to Peter? What was the main thing he left Peter? Okay, he tasked Peter with doing. This is John 21:15 says, so when they had denied Yahushua, all right, it's like when they had dined, all right, which is eating, Yahushua said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my lambs. He said to him again a second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my sheep. He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things, that thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua said unto him, feed my sheep. Okay, feed my sheep. You see, and the sheep is what? The church, the congregation, all right, which is also known as what? Their house, their spiritual house. Okay, and what are we feeding our people, man? The scriptures. Who's the volume of the book? Yahushua. So every time we teach and edify, we're giving, all right, the congregation, all right, the servants, the master's house, we're giving them their due portion in due season, man. And that's why you have videos going up constantly, daily, every hour on the hour, man. You have those faithful servants giving those faithful servants, those faithful stewards, okay, giving the servants of the house, the congregation, their due meat, all right, their due portion of your house in due season, man. Okay, which is ultimately daily between the body. There's edification that goes out daily, man. You see, that daily ration of your house. Okay, and that's how we tend, all right, or be good stewards over the Lord's house. Okay, back in Luke 12 and 42, it says, and the Lord replied, a faithful, sensible servant is one to whom the master can give the responsibility of managing his household servants and feeding them. If the master returns and finds that their servant has done a great job, there will be, all right, a reward. I tell you the truth, that master will put their servant in charge of all he owns, and that's being joint heirs of everything in the earth, man, with Yahushua. Okay, power over the nations, man. You see, but what if the servant thinks my master won't be back for a while, and he begins beating the other servants, partying and getting drunk? Okay, so you see these guys with reality shows and wanting to feed the community. They're doing their own thing. They're not sticking to the instructions given to them by the master. Okay, talent shows and beauty pageants and wife giveaways and Jake coming in on horses, Jake at the shooting range, Jake marching for Kyrie. He's like, what are you doing? Okay, that has nothing to do with the instructions left to us by the master, man. Okay, which is Yahweh Shai. You see? The master will return unannounced and unexpected. And see, Jay gonna be so caught up in doing their thing and feeding their ego and feeding their belly in this society, man, that Jake really not aware of the times we in, man. You know, Jake decision making shows that he's not aware of the times that we're in. Jake is just moving, man. Okay? It says, and he will cut the servant in pieces and banish him with the unfaithful, man. The ultimate is gonna be, hey, those nukes, man. Okay? So Yahweh Shai, just as you seen the wife of Pompey said, look, if y'all ain't held it down when we get back, you're gonna pay with your life, man. Yahweh Shai, hey, he's putting that same order out there, man. I come back unexpected and y'all ain't been faithful, okay, in my instructions, you know, you gonna pay with your life. Okay, it says, in a servant who knows what the master wants. So these guys that say they, you know, see, that's another thing. You know, Jake loved to try to be the deepest and the guru in Israel and have these profound doctrines, and they're the first to come out with this and do that. Well, that shows that you should know the master's will. If you know all these breakdowns and interpretations and the histories and, you know all these big words and all these different things, well, that shows you should know the master's will. And you doing all this extra gimmicky shit, okay? As you can read verse 47, and a servant who knows what the master wants but isn't prepared and doesn't carry out those instructions will be severely punished. But someone who does not know and then does something wrong will be punished only lightly. When someone has been given much, all right, much will be required in return. And when someone, all right, has been entrusted with much, even more will be required, man. Okay? And the Lord, all right, Yahweh Shai, he has given different brothers, you know, different talents and different portions. And that's how much he requires of their brother. All right, what's been given to their brother, man. For each brother, you know, everyone has their own portion, okay, their own talents, you know, their own gifts in this thing. And that's what's required of us, man. You know, and the Lord expects that when he returns that we've made a good use of the talents that he's given, man. And there's going to be absolutely no excuse when he gets back. Okay? And Jake, you want to use the talents, you know, to start your own little side business on the side. Okay? While the master's affairs, you know, go to the wayside. Yahweh Shai gonna deal accordingly, man. Okay, so that's the point. You know, just wanted to bring that out. Lord will you brothers and you sisters edified. Till the next time I say shalom.